guys, today we're gonna plant a tree in my backyard, and since we're focusing on evergreens this week, I thought it made perfect sense to plant an evergreen tree. We're not planting this guy's going in the front, but he looks good. Just a heads up, I have never planted a tree before, so I did tons of research prior to this just to make sure that I'm doing this the right way. I am a new homeowner like many of the other Tonkadale staff members, so we're kind of experimenting with what we're putting in our yard. One thing I didn't know is that before you do decide to plant in your yard, especially a tree, you need to have your electrical company come out through the city. However that needs to happen, I used Go for One. They do it for free. You can submit a ticket online or you can call them up to come out to your house. That way they can mark that you have any electrical lines, Wi-Fi, gas lines, all that good stuff, water lines. They will mark in your yard where not to dig. That way when you do dig, you know you're digging in the right spot. So I previously had that done, marked up, and I know where I can be planting my tree. I'm also using this handy dandy care card that has instructions on how to plant trees and shrubs. We have these at Tonkadale out in the perennials department in the blue huts. This is biblical content. Treat it as such. I think I'll be okay as long as I pay attention to everything this says. I also used the University of Minnesota's extension website. It has a really good page on planting trees and shrubs and how to correctly water them in, how much to water them in, all that good stuff. So in preparation for planting my tree, I need to dig a hole, but I also need to consider the temperatures outside. We recommend that you don't plant trees when it's really, really hot and sunny out. Do it on a more dreary day. When digging the hole, we also recommend that you fill it up with water and let the water drain out just to make sure that there's adequate moisture throughout the space. So I'm gonna dig the hole, fill it up with water, leave it for a little bit, make sure that it's draining, and then I'm gonna come back and plant the tree. All right, let's go get started. So this little guy is what I'm planting today. This is a Swiss stone pine that I purchased from work this morning. Kind of goes good with this little evergreen, and we're putting it in this nice line along the side of my backyard. Before I plant, gotta dig the hole. What you wanna do is make a hole that is 2 times the width of the pot, and I'm just going to use some white spray paint to kind of mark where I want the hole to go. I think that's about right. It's a little bit on the large side. While I'm digging that hole, I'm going to water the tree through in the pot just so that it's nice and moist. I know we love that word. We're getting over it. So I'm going to water him in. It's looking a little dry. Evergreens need lots and lots of water, especially with the first few years of having them in your yard. So it's adequate that you're watering through well every day. Like even if it rains, it's probably not enough water. Just having like a slow draining water bag or hose, probably a good idea to have going. All right, I'm gonna start digging and I'm really nervous. I don't know why, probably because you guys are watching me and this is the first time I've ever done this. Ugh. Oh my God, I'm a sweaty mess. Now that the hole is dug, I'm going to put the tree in the hole to make sure that it's deep enough. Then I'm going to set the hose in the hole and fill it with water to make sure that the hole drains adequately. This will help get rid of any air pockets and make sure there's adequate moisture before the tree is planted. All right, so before we plant the tree, we have to get it out of the pot and take a look at the roots. So we'll just kind of roll it around and squish it until it wants to come out. Oh, that was a lot easier than I thought it would be. Thank goodness. So next, I'm gonna knock off some soil on the top to make sure that I'm exposing the root flare. I also don't wanna bury the root flare when I plant it. Shallow is always safest. Try not to plant your tree too deep, and I can use my tools to knock away some of the soil and check the roots. I wanna make sure that the roots aren't circling each other, and if they are, I can cut them apart. That way the roots will grow straight out with the ground to promote growth. I don't think I really need to cut anything. There's not much going on here as far as circling goes, so I think we're okay. I'm a mess. We're gonna need a shower after this. Next, I'm gonna start amending my soil. I'm going to do 2 parts native soil, 1 part compost, and then according to this bag, I have a 5-gallon plant, so I'm gonna do 2 cups of Biotone starter. This is the fertilizer, and I'm gonna scratch it into the top layer of the tree. We'll start mixing in my bucket and start filling up the hole a little bit, plop the tree in, and then fill the space around the hole. I'm just filling in this hole a little bit because I dug it a little too deep. Alternate between the compost and the native soil and stir it up as I go. Kind of get a good mix in here. this looks pretty good. So I'm just gonna make sure that it's not leaning too far on one side. This tree smells so good. It smells like Christmas. This is looking so good. I mean, for me, not really knowing what to go off of, this is looking pretty good. All right, now I need to put in the fertilizer. And I think I'm just gonna eyeball whatever 2 cups looks like. And I'm gonna scratch it in here with my trusty tools. Okay, now I'm ready to mulch. So I got my bag of mulch. And I would say I'm doing black mulch. I wouldn't recommend doing black mulch. I'd recommend doing something a little more sustainable, like cedar or just a natural mulch. I'm only doing it because the rest of my yard is mulched with black mulch. The black mulch does get a lot hotter, but it looks nice. So that's what I'm doing here. This will help protect the tree, especially come winter time. I'll add a little bit more mulch and I'll wrap it, but this will protect the base from the cold. I'm just gonna pour some of this around there. And I'm gonna give it a little bit of a lip, so I'm not gonna pack too much mulch by the base of the tree. That way water is able to get in. First, I'm just gonna spread it out, make sure it covers all the surfaces, and then I'm gonna push out some of the mulch to kind of create this lip. And the mulch is kind of an eyesore, in my opinion, especially in the middle of a nice mowed lawn, but this will protect it for a few seasons, and then eventually I can reseed and grow grass under it. Last thing is I'm gonna water the tree in well. I'm gonna let the hose run for a while, slow drip. And then I don't have it yet, but I have a donut watering bag coming in that I'm gonna put under it, fill it up, and that'll be kind of a slow release watering throughout the day. But that'll just be nice to have that going and not worry about having to have the hose on all the time. I'm just going to leave this on kind of a slow drain for now till I get my water bag, and I think that'll be okay. I'll come back and look at it in a little bit. So there you have it, how to plant a tree. I look like a right mess right now, so I'm gonna go take a shower while that guy gets watered in. Thanks for watching. We'll see you at Tonkadale.